One of the things that's easy to forget is that marketing to our existing customers is one of the things that we can really use in our business to help us grow and succeed. And so as we talk today on the show about why marketing to your existing customers is critical for growth, I'm going to walk you through 2 or 3 different things that will help you focus on this, but also get more results, more return on your time and money, the investment that you're going to make with your existing customers. So stay tuned and I'll share all that with you today. Over the years, I have learned probably the hard way in a lot of cases that keeping a customer is way easier and way more profitable than finding new ones in almost all businesses, in almost all cases. But what's easy, to happen as well, if we're not really paying attention to it, is if we're focused heavily on marketing to new customers, acquiring new customers and selling, then sometimes it's easy to lose focus on keeping the existing customers. And that's where we just want to shift our focus a little bit today, because the time and effort to make an offer, to bring in a new customer, to build the relationship, and to invest in buying that customer, like we talked about earlier this week on the show, that's a ton of effort. And even if you get that humming and working perfectly, that part of your business engine just really cranking out, if you're losing customers quickly on the backside and you're not retaining them, then you have a hole in your bucket. You have a leaky bucket, and no amount of water poured into a leaky bucket will stay in there. That's why it's really important to start thinking through, okay, how do we market to our existing customers? How do we retain them? And how do we keep adding a ton of value to our relationship with them, solving their problems, and making sure that we're proactive in the internal marketing, or the marketing to existing customers. One of the things to also pay attention to as well is, if you don't have a good system of having really great retention and keeping your customers on for a long time, then you're not going to have the money to acquire new customers, because you won't have profitable revenue coming in. And so one of the things that we think about a lot as it relates to marketing to existing customers is, how are you nurturing them? What are you offering them that, keeps the relationship with you, strong? What are you offering that helps them grow their business? How are you showing up consistently for them? And a simple way to do that is by consistent email marketing. I always share with our clients that at minimum, you should be emailing your email list once a week, because less than that, it's going to get lost in the shuffle. And folks are not going to be able to, remember. They won't remember that you email them. They're not going to see those emails as much. So once a week is typically the baseline. But last week on the show, we talked about how to find the exact timing that works for you. But as a baseline, just for today's show, just thinking that through, sending a weekly email can be as simple as, like, here's a new feature that we released, or here's a new product that may solve, some of your problems, or here's a, guide on how to get the most out of our services or our products that you're using. And if you do these things, you can, you'll get more results. You'll get better benefit from what you're investing in. You can also just share stories about what you're working on inside the company, new projects, any trainings that you're offering, so people can come to that. The more that you stay top of mind with your audience, the more they're going to remember to use your services, the more engagement they'll have. And when you can get somebody to actively and consistently use your services and products and engage with it, then it becomes a part of their life. It becomes a lifestyle habit, and that's where they can really get the greatest value. So being consistent and just communicating, here's a way to use our product that maybe you've forgotten about or haven't heard of yet. Here's steps you can take to get more value out of what you're investing in. All of those things are easy things to talk about in a weekly email, which can be a written email. You can do a quick Loom video and send a link out to that. You can obviously as well do, as far as customer nurture, you can send a physical newsletter, like a direct mail piece to them. There's a lot of different, channels there. You can use SMS. You can remarket to them on Facebook. The channels are not so much as the concern as a simple strategy and plan of how are we going to nurture folks and keep them engaged with what they invested in, and how do we keep, making them aware of other things we can help them solve, so that when they're ready, they can spend more with us and we can serve them more. All of that being kind of foundational in marketing to existing customers. What happens from that is you will get a lot more referrals, because one of the things you can do is just ask for referrals. If you've had a good experience with us and you know anybody else that needs help in this area, here's how you can refer them to us. You can pay a small referral fee or not. That doesn't typically, sometimes it moves the needles depending on the space you're in. Other times it may not. So don't always feel like you have to give a referral fee, but you can test that and see. But people, when they're having a good experience and they're getting good results, they naturally want to help other people get those same results. And so part of your nurture sequence can be when you're sending out newsletters and information and just really nurturing and serving your existing customers, you can mix in there once a month, every couple of months, whatever feels like the right sequence, and whatever's getting you results, you can ask for referrals and say, do you know anybody that could use our services? And here's, if you introduce them, we have this thank you gift, or we have this thing that we're going to share. All of those things are just kind of initial concepts that if you start to think through, you can then make part of your marketing plan, like we talked about earlier this week, not only marketing to acquire new customers, but marketing to your existing customers so that they get value, they understand more about who you are, you're investing in that relationship, and then they trust you more. And then when they have a new need or problem, they know they can come to you for that solution. I've been guilty of in the past where I've seen one of our customers think that we only did websites, and then they go somewhere else for their paid traffic. Or people think we only do copy, but they didn't know we could do logos. And so that's another example of where if we're intentional about educating our existing customers about all the things we offer, then we can retain more of that business, which serves them well too, because then they don't have to find a new vendor. They don't have to spend new time onboarding. If you can just make sure you're clear about here's all the different things we can do for you, and you drip that out over time, you'll retain more of that business for yourself as well. So that's what I want to share today. I hope this week has been helpful for you. I want to talk about just different marketing strategies and approaches, how to plan for your marketing, what your marketing should be from a cost or investment standpoint, as we talked about earlier this week, how to market to existing customers, and also just remembering that marketing 101, the foundation of it all is delivering great products and services, because that allows you to have the confidence to go out and find new people. It allows you to have referrals and testimonials, and it's a huge part of the process. We are all things marketing here at Business Marketing Engine. So if you need help, please reach out at businessmarketingengine.com or message me or comment down below. We'll reach out, and I look forward to seeing you on next week's show.